Welcome to another edition of Sticks-n-Stones. I'm your host, Brent Elrod, the Bourbon Baron, coming to you from the patio, the No Shoes Bar and Grill, deep in the heart of the Republic of Texas. I have a really great show lined up for you today. I am doing a couple of, they're very economical pairings. Both of them are economical in nature, but they're definitely ones that you recognize the name. So I'm going to be pairing Crown Royal XO, extra old, extra aged, I don't know, with a Arturo Fuente Especialas, I think that's right, Cazadores. So, mi español, muy poquito, very little. But I think it's going to be a great episode. So right after this, we're going to pop the cork, cut the stick, get to toasting. Now, Crown Royal XO, they've had a couple of different iterations of this with different names. It was basically the same spirit, but it is a blend of 50 different whiskeys. So there is no mash bill and screw top. You know, if you're the most well-known name in Canadian whiskey, put a cork in it. But it is Diego Spirit, their distillery. It's 40% alcohol by volume, so 80 proof. It's Canadian whiskey. It is a non-age statement. And let me go ahead and glass some of this up here. Just a second. I will say, it is very beautiful in the glass. We'll get to the visual here in just a second. Give me one moment. I wish I had a public service announcement thing. I have to answer this text from Mrs. Sticks-n-Stonez. She calls, I answer, and I give her a kissy face to go with it. All right, there we go. Now I'm back. Okay, now visually, this is an absolutely, beautiful spirit. I don't think you can get any more beautiful than that. It is just a wonderful copper color, or maybe kind of a honey brown in the glass. It does have, I don't know if you can see or not, it does have some really, really good legs on it. I almost spilled some swirling it, and that would be a crime. Now the nose. The nose only has a very tiny bit of alcohol burn to it. It seems to be very smooth. I get oak and vanilla. I pick up some baking spice notes and just a little bit of fruitiness. I have Crown Royal in my collection. I've got blackberry, I've got vanilla, I've got plain, regular Crown, but it's a really good spirit, and probably kind of an overlooked spirit here in the U.S. because bourbon has been such a big thing, you know. But it has a great aroma to it. It's almost one of those you're like, could I get a Bath and Body Works candle that smells like this? That'd be awesome. Because it is. I said it had oak and vanilla, but you probably want to put that vanilla and oak because the vanilla is really the more predominant aroma you get off of it. But on the palate, now it is more oak forward on the palate, but you get brown sugar, kind of the sweetness. To me, Canadian whiskeys are more like Irish whiskeys. They're on the sweeter side. And then you get, sorry, I bumped the table, which jarred the camera. but you get light baking spices, a little hint of pepper. There's some kind of berries mixed in there, and just a touch of alcohol burn. It is 80 proof, so it's really kind of at the like minimum level. To not, once you get below that, it's typically only the like infused whiskeys or infused spirits altogether. That, like Malibu and that kind of stuff, and the rums and coconut. I actually do love those. I'm not a whiskey purist. I really do like coconut rum. I could drink it straight and have. The finish is very smooth. You get some really nice, again, oak and vanilla. And there is just the slightest hint of whiskey burn down the sides of your tongue on the finish. And the finish is, I would say it's probably a medium finish. Or maybe medium long, because it's definitely not short, but it does kind of fade away fairly quickly. So medium to medium long. It's definitely not a long finish. So we know that. And I'm sorry, like I said, I've already done my other podcast for the day, The Political Patriot, where I drink whiskey and talk politics. So I'm already, and I did Buffalo Trace. I don't really talk about, I tell them what I'm drinking for the day, but I don't really talk about spirits and cigars. But the spirit of the day for that podcast was Buffalo Trace. I really do like Crown Royal. I mean, it's really good spirit. Like I said, this doesn't get enough run because of all of the out there spirits that are around with, and you talk about Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace has Weller and Eagle Rare and, all of the really expensive lines in those, especially in Weller. But, Crown Royal they just do what they do, They're like, hey, we make whiskey, eh? So that's all they do. Now, let's go on ahead and go on to the the stick. Now, I know basically everyone that knows anything about cigars has heard of Arturo Fuente. And I may have said Arturo. It's not Arturo, it's Arturo. They have been around for 112 years. And they have been blending and rolling some of the best cigars. His two sons came along. They're now in the business. You fast forward today, and it's up in the top 2 or 3 of most recognized cigar brands. You'll get, some like Punch that they're probably more well-known simply because they've been seen in, movies or whatever. And I actually happen to have one of those here today too. I was going to smoke a cigar while I was talking politics, but I didn't get around to it. So, and you can actually, this Especialas Cazadores, you can pick up for, I think I got a 5-pack for less than $5 a stick. It is not it's not an expensive stick to buy. It is definitely budget friendly. This one is a Toro. I'll try to stay centered. The filler is Dominican mixed. Don't really know what that means, but okay. The binder is Dominican, and the wrapper is a Ecuadorian Habano, and it is a medium strength cigar. Now, visually, as you can tell, those of you that are on the live stream, it is on the lighter side of brown, more of a tan. It's not really a looker overall. I mean, it's not like an elegant stick, but it does have really good overall construction with a little bit of tooth, a little bit of veining, and the seams are very tight, but they are visible. I think those of you on the live stream, you can see that. And the veining is minimal. There's not a lot of it, but what there is fairly pronounced. You can see it. And then it has a beautiful, beautiful triple cap on the nose. I get, first off, I get fresh earth. Then I get some caramel, maybe some pecans in there, and a little bit of baking spice. I mean, it's a really great stick as far as the aroma goes. And the fresh earth may border on barnyard or stables. I know some of you are probably listening, going, "Why would I want to smoke something that smells like stables?" Hey, I love being in, like, you go to the fair, the Texas State Fair. That's where we go. You go into the stockyard barns where the horses and stuff are, and you just want to stay. You know, I mean, yeah, it probably does smell like horse poop, but that's just the ambiance. You love it. You know, I love it. Of course, I love animals. But not to get off track. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this thing. I am using my Cassetti multi-cutter. Mrs. Sticks-n-Stonez got that for me for Christmas, I believe it was, and I love it. We were down in Little Havana in Miami, seeing our son who lives in Miami, and she sent him back because I liked this in the case, and she sent him back to get it, and I didn't tell me, so I got it for Christmas. But there it is, completely undone. It has the punch at one end, the guillotine cutter, and the V cutter. I very rarely ever use the guillotine. I prefer the V-cut, but like torpedo cigars, it's really much easier if you guillotine as opposed to V-cut it. It's just the way they're made. But for this one, since this is just a regular Toro, we're going to go ahead and V-cut it if I can get it done without effing it up. That's okay. That's a pretty good cut. It's a pretty good cut. It's a little off, but not bad. So, here we go. Probably the predominant flavor in the cold draw is raisins. And I may say that a lot because I get a lot of raisin notes. I get raisin notes on a lot of different cigars on the cold draw. I do get some barnyard and a little bit of hay and maybe a little leather creaminess and then just a hint of cedar. So it's a nice stick. I mean, it's a very budget friendly, very good stick. I've paired it before, but it's been quite a while. It's been probably close to 2 years. So these have been sitting in my humidor, aging ever since. All right, let's go ahead and light this. If this is your first time watching, I've got my Rocky Patel Envoy. The Envoys are hard to find because they've come out with a new one. I had one that was purple instead of blue, and I've lost it. I had it for a couple of years, and I don't know what happened to it. It could have been when the house was under reconstruction after Winter Storm Uri, or when we got the roof replaced. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and fire this one up. It's a 5-torch. I much prefer it. You know, some people want to use single torch or double torch or whatever. I prefer the 5-torch. I can judge my distance to the flame, but I can still get it really, really toasted up well. And you can find a lot of the stuff that I use. I have on the Sticks-n-Stonez Amazon page on Amazon. Yeah, just go Sticks-n-Stones and you'll find us. I just realized how far away I was from the microphone for the recording for the audio. You guys on live stream, it's fine because the microphone's right here, but I don't know if I can move this without effing it up, but there's the big Yeti, no, blue. It's made by the same people that make the Yeti. It's right there beside you. I'm actually touching both with my hands. Of course, I have very large hands. It's probably 6 or 8 inches away. Y'all don't ever realize because you just see me. But anyway, you're not here to talk about me. I do like the kind of the political patriot format where I just come on and I just kind of rattle on for about a half hour about politics. This does require me to stay kind of focused. I get quite a bit of cedar and then the leather kind of creaminess. There's some cinnamon mixed with a little bit of earthiness. There are some really pleasant, sweeter notes of cocoa, creamy kind of caramel or caramel, however you say it. It kind of comes a little later. There's some black pepper on the retro inhale. For those of you that don't know, the retro is instead of blowing the smoke out of your mouth, it comes out your nostrils. And you do, in the olfactory senses there, you will pick up some things that might not be in the palate. I mean, an Arturo Fuente at $5 a stick, roughly. I mean, that's a great deal. I may need to go buy more of these. I've still got a couple left. I think I've got 3. I got a 5-pack. I smoked, no, maybe 2, because I smoked one. Then I did a review with something else a couple of years ago, and then these have sat in my humidor ever since. So, a little thing popped up that President Trump just wished Kamala Harris a happy birthday while he's at McDonald's running the fries. You need to go listen to The Political Patriot. I am a Donald Trump fan, although I'm not a Republican, I'm libertarian. But I love some of the shit he does. It's just funny. So I'm taking my girls to school in the morning. They're both in high school. This is the last 2. Not having no more. This is enough. I'm too old. But I'll hear commercials. I listen to I don't know, Breitbart or Fox or whatever on Sirius XM, and they'll come on with the Trump sneakers. This dude is making sneakers that are gold, not actual physical gold, but just gold in color. It just makes me laugh. All right. I do think that these are going together very well. The Crown Royal is not an overbearing spirit. It's very accommodating, I guess you'd say. And the notes that you get in it of brown sugar, kind of that sweetness, and some baking spices, and maybe even just some little hint of fruit and berries, they really go well with the baking spices and the cocoa sweet notes in the stick. They do go very well together, and I think this is going to, even though this is not like a sexy pairing, it's a good pairing, and I think they're going to go very well together. So for those of you that are on the audio, on the podcast, I'll be back with you guys when I get to about the halfway mark. And if you're not watching me on live stream, what the hell are you doing? You should be. I've got people on live stream right now. They're getting to see they're going to get to see the full glory of all of this. You need to be on the live stream. The problem is you have to be hanging around on Sunday afternoon waiting, because you never know exactly when I'm going to go on. I'm trying to get more specific, but I got family, and they require stuff. So I'm not always like punctual when it comes to stuff like this. If I hang on. All right, for those of you on the audio, I will see you at about the halfway mark. I will be back to give you my halfway thoughts. Hey, stoners, I am back here at the halfway mark, and both of these, the Spirit and the Stick, have really just shined individually, but they've also enhanced their respective qualities across back and forth, whatever. The smoothness of the Spirit kind of helps mellow out some of the earthiness that's in the cigar, allowing you to really kind of, I don't know, fully appreciate both. Because that's what, you don't want one to overpower the other. You want them to complement each other and kind of fill in those cracks or holes or whatever. Similarly, the Arturo Fuente Especialas alongside the Crown Royal XO, when you take sips of that, it really brings out the full dimension of the Spirit. This is really a great pairing, and it's a fairly economical pairing. If you're joining me late on the live stream, these sticks, I got a 5-pack, and they were right around $5 a stick. That's not bad at all, especially when you're talking about a Fuente. And the Crown Royal was very economical. I've got a 375 milliliter. I think it was somewhere around $20. I'm thinking. Can't really exactly remember, but that's about right. So, but the kind of the brown sugary sweetness that's in the Crown Royal is mixing well with the more cocoa sweetness that's in the Stick. And then they both have a little bit of baking spice. The Crown Royal then also has some oak and some vanilla. Really, really good combination here. And I'm going to go ahead and burn this down to the band, and then I will come back and give you my final thoughts. Hey, stoners, I am back. We are almost down to the band, and the glass is empty. The Crown Royal XO and the Arturo Fuente Especialas Cazadores was a very, very good match. You could really tell that the shared commitment to quality, the complementary flavors, they really enhance the sensory experience, and it makes these two. I'm sorry about the mower. I thought I had him turned off. It makes for a really great economical experience. The Crown Royal XO is not like a $7,500 bottle. If you can even find it listed as XO anymore, I think they've changed the name, but it's the same spirit. You should really try these. They are very good together. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, so you'll know when I drop new content. I'm constantly sharing stuff from the alcohol and cigar world that kind of lets you know what's going on out there. Definitely hit share it a lot. That's how I grow. And I hope to see you the next time on Sticks-n-Stonez. But until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold, and have a great day.